What was the relationship between Malcolm X and MLK at the time of his assassination? What was the relationship between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. at the time of his assassination? This question takes us back to a pivotal moment in the 1960s, a decade marked by significant historic events and the rise of the Black Power movement. By February 1965, when Malcolm X was assassinated, his relationship with Martin Luther King Jr. was complex and evolving. Initially, these two leaders had very different approaches to civil rights. Martin Luther King Jr. championed nonviolence and integration, while Malcolm X promoted Black nationalism and self-defense. However, as the early 1960s progressed, their views began to show signs of overlap. They met only once on March 26, 1964, at the United States Capitol while supporting the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This brief encounter was significant. It demonstrated a willingness to acknowledge each other's roles in the fight for racial justice, despite their differing ideologies. During this meeting, Malcolm expressed a desire to engage more in the civil rights struggle, and King was open to dialogue. Before this meeting, Malcolm X had been critical of King's nonviolent methods, labeling them ineffective. He accused King of encouraging passivity among Black Americans. Conversely, King viewed Malcolm's militant rhetoric as too radical, fearing it could incite more violence. However, after Malcolm's break with the Nation of Islam in March 1964, his views began to shift. His travels abroad exposed him to new perspectives on race and revolution. He started to adopt a more inclusive stance while still emphasizing Black dignity and self-determination. At the same time, King was becoming more assertive in his approach. Confronting violent resistance in places like Birmingham pushed him toward demanding more radical changes, especially in northern and Midwestern cities. This shift brought their philosophies closer together, as both leaders began to focus on Black empowerment and political rights, even if their methods remained distinct. In the nostalgic view of the 1960s, their relationship symbolizes the dynamic struggle for civil rights. The image of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. shaking hands represents two different paths toward the same goal of racial justice and equality. Tragically, their untimely deaths within a year of each other cut short what might have blossomed into a more collaborative movement. Understanding their relationship during this time helps explain the broader civil rights movement's complexity in the 1960s. Progress was not simply the result of one approach but a combination of different voices and tactics. The negotiation between contrasting ideas and leaders played a significant role in shaping the fight for Black empowerment.